Hi there, Michael J. Ballman of Wisdom Made Easy here, and I have a question for you. If Jesus was walking the earth today, do you think he'd be using social media? Think about it for a moment. Jesus would typically meet people where they were at, whether that was at the well, at the marketplace, by the side of the road. And where do we find so many people spending hours upon hours each day? Online. And so why are we as Christian leaders often hesitant about using social media? You might see it as a bit of a distraction, perhaps even a necessary evil. But what happens if you could harness it as a powerful tool for meaningful connection or even discipleship? What if it was about going deeper, not just going viral? Today I want to share a tip that has enabled me to connect with hundreds of thousands of people over the last few years. But before I do, let's take a look at what Jesus had to say. He said, "Follow me and I will make you fishers of men." Now, the funny thing about fishermen is that they didn't just cast out their net mindlessly, they did so with intentionality. So for social media, it's about not just randomly putting content out there, it's about figuring out where you ought to be casting your net, in other words, who your target audience is, who you're trying to reach, and then using the right bait, in other words, producing the right content, something of value. Obviously, this fishing analogy might sound a little bit odd because it sounds like we're capturing people, but it's more about capturing people's attention because we'll need that if we want to develop a meaningful connection. Let's look at a real world example. For me, God asked me to start taking Proverbs 4 verse 7 seriously and start to prioritize getting wiser. In doing so, I'm sharing that journey publicly and encouraging other people to get wiser. Nowadays, I wouldn't mind listening to an hour-long podcast or maybe reading a book to try and get wiser. But way back when, I wouldn't. I definitely didn't have the bug for getting wiser, and so I didn't have that attention span. So the content that I produce with Wisdom Made Easy is for me before I was hungry to get wiser. Instead of producing long discussions on podcasts, I produce little bite-sized visualized versions of wisdom and sometimes include a thought-provoking question in the caption. This allows people to engage in the busyness of life, but also provides enough just to get people to start unpacking this if they want to go deeper in the comments. Now, this might sound simple, but I can't tell you just how many meaningful connections I've had with people about topics like navigating grief or whether they should be living for the weekend, what it'd look like to find meaning every day. And it's all because I got clear on who I was trying to reach and how I could reach them. Figure out where you should be casting your net and what bait you should be using. And if you're sat there thinking, I don't know who I'm trying to reach or what content they'd like to see, do not worry, you're not alone. In fact, there's probably other people in this room. So take the opportunity to start connecting with these people and start sharing who might be the person that you're trying to reach, and maybe start sharing ideas about what content they would expect to see. And if you're still stuck, I'd love to connect with you. You can find me at Wisdom Made Easy on all platforms. And if you let me know that you came from Kairos Basecamp, that'd be great. It would be great to connect and be part of your network. And then lastly, if you want to see more about what I do, I've brought along some postcard packs with some of my favorite visuals. Feel free to take some away and even send some to your friends.